What is going on, guys? It's your boy Ragnar bringing you a new Neverwinter video. It has come to my attention that a lot of players are stuck trying to raise their item level and stats. So in this video, I will be showing you guys several ways players miss out when raising their stats and item level. So without further ado, let's get on to it. Alright guys, first off we're going to talk about item level. Keep in mind, item level is not the most important stat in the game. It does not determine your overall effectiveness as your class. It's just a place marker to know around what gear you're wearing and what equipment you're using. But it does not determine how much damage, how much tanking, or how much heals you can put out. So don't put item level as your priority. Focus on stats. With that being said, item level is also important to get into dungeons and overall to play the game. So I'm going to show you guys some ways you can raise your item level to get it high enough to be able to do either the newer content or just overall raise it and be able to run even more stuff. So without further ado, let's get on to it. Alright guys, to raise your item level, it's very important to have the following things. You want to make sure you have gemmed exquisite elemental shirt and pants. You can craft these or you can buy them from the trade house. They usually go about 100k, but it is very worth it. As you can see, it gives you very nice item level and very good stats. If you do not have gemmed exquisite elemental shirt and pants, that's something you want to do to get that item level up and get some better stats. Also, rings. Rings are very important. If you're rocking a +2 ring, you gotta get to farming skirmishes. Why is it so important? Apart from rings giving you good item level and stats, when you get a +4 ring, you get 2 enchantment slots. So apart from giving you even better stats, you also have 2 enchantments you can put. Here I have 2 rank 7s, as you can see. And if we go down to rank 7, that's 32 item level. So just having this ring on gives me extra 32 item level compared to my, +3 ring. Actually, it gives me 34 because this one has 142 item level and this one 140. So 34 more item level just from this ring and with the rank 7. Anyway, apart from this, your rune stones are very important. Since we're on the topic of it, let's get to it. You do not want anything below rank 7. Rank 7 is basic. That's your starting point. You want to build from there and try to get 8 and up to start your way to getting higher item level and better stats. Here you can see if you have rank 5s or 6, you got to step up. This gives you 23 item level, this gives you 32 at rank 7, and this gives you 39 at rank 8. So, refining and upgrading your rune stones, it's very important to raising that item level as well as providing you very good stats. Alright, another thing you want to do is make sure that you get 4 artifacts. Apart from getting these 4 artifacts, you want to make sure to level them up to at least epic. This should not take you a while, especially if you save up for the 2x refinement event that's coming up in a few weeks. Very important to raising that item level. You can see each one of my artifacts gives me 130 item level. These are legendary, but like I said, to get your item level up, you want to start off from epic. If you have any artifact below epic, well, guess what? You want to be refining that as one of your next, objectives in game. Very important. Alright, now we're going to talk about reinforcement kits. These are very important because not only do they provide extra stats for your gear, but the higher you get them, they also provide extra item level on your gear. Here, you can see, apart from giving me 50 recovery, it gives me plus 10 total item level on whatever piece that I put this recovery kit on. Now, the way to get these kits is through professions. You want to level them up to 25 preferably to get your major kits. These are pretty much top of the line, what you want to get to boost yourself in stats and item level. If we take a look at this here kit, the major armor penetration kit, it gives me plus 200 armor penetration and 35 total item level on whatever piece that I put it on. Here you can see it goes into the head, armor, feet, or arms. So if I were to put, let's say, 3 or 4 of these, you guys can notice the increase in item level with these guys. Apart from getting them here, you can also get them in the Tarmaloon Trade House. They do go for a fairly good amount. Here you go. Here you can get the greater kits. These go for, well, depending on the class, they can vary, but the overall general price is around 100K for most of them. Oh, these are going cheaper right now. Last time I checked, they were 100. Yeah. Alright, apart from the greater kits, you also have the major ones, which are the ones I just showed you that you can craft. These go for a fairly good price. So, very good, but it's something that you definitely want to look into because it will raise your item level and it will also give you very good stats in all of your armor pieces. Just to put it in perspective, if you were to buy 4 of these and put one in your head, armor, feet, and arms, you would have a total of 800 power added to your character. On top of that, you will also add 140 item level to your character. So you guys can see with all these ways how your item level keeps on rising. Another thing, if you got yourself an artifact set and you're working on, refining your pieces, make sure that your neck and waist are at least epic. If they're not epic, it might be a small bump in item level, but nonetheless, it's a bump in item level. So you want to make sure everything you have is at least epic. Very, very important. That pretty much wraps up my tips on how to raise your item level. If you guys want to know more in detail on how to get rune stones, what kits you should buy, hit me up. I don't have a problem helping you guys. And tomorrow it's my subs day, so we can hang out and hey, I can help you guys raise your stats or item level. We can group up, so just let me know. Alright, now we're going to talk about how to raise your stats. Your actual stats, which is what matters in game. So without further ado, let's get on to it. Alright, now we're going to talk about stats. Apart from everything I just covered in how to raise your item level, stats are very important. So we're going to cover other ways that you want to be focusing on to raise your stats and overall effectiveness in the game. First off, you want to get the appropriate companion for your class, get bonding runestones for that companion, as well as the appropriate gear. Let's check out my Fire Archon. Very nice DPS character. It has 3 offense slots. I have bonding runestones rank 8, pretty basic. But if you don't have these, make sure you get them because they provide you with a very nice equip bonus. Here you can check it out. When your companion activates a power, so when your companion attacks, it has a chance to grant you Companion's Gift, which grants you 35% of your companion's stats for 20 seconds. Apart from that, they also offer stats. So each one of these gives 370 power because I have him in offense slots. That adds up to my Fire Archon power, and when he attacks, I get 35% of his total power added to my power for 20 seconds. Now, you want to get the appropriate gear for your character. Here you can see he has 2 rings and a talisman. So you want to spend some AD or farm for these rings and get them, as well as equipping the appropriate enchantments on him to raise, of course, your stats and get even more benefit from your bonding runestones. Very important to have companions that are appropriate for your class and that will provide you with the stats that you need. Now, apart from that, you also need a weapon enchantment. Let's check this out. Here you go. Weapon enchantments are very, very important. They can bump your damage or just overall whatever it is that you're doing, heals, defense, buffing, debuffing, whatever it is you do, there's weapon enchantments for that. So make sure to get your hands on the appropriate weapon enchantment that will benefit your playstyle. Here I have a Lesser Vorpal. So apart from all my stats and everything, the Lesser Vorpal gives me an additional 13% critical severity when I strike. That's just for me, because I'm a great weapon fighter. I focus on power, crit, very important. So overall, an enchantment that gives me 13% critical severity, just like that, that can bump up your game and your damage overall. So getting a weapon enchantment, it should be on the top of your list, guys. Very, very good. You also want to get a negation enchantment. This provides you with a little bit extra item level, but it gives you a ton of survivability. Here you can check out the actual benefit it gives you. 1.5% increase to your damage resistance for 7 seconds, and it can stack up to 10 times. So overall, it will save you from a lot of trouble. So definitely get one of these. Alright, now we're going to look at something that's also very important when it comes to overall stats. You want to get yourself an artifact set. Why do you want to get yourself an artifact set, and what is an artifact set? Alright, first off, an artifact set is a set of 3 pieces that will give you a specific bonus. If you've heard of Lostmouth, this is the set you get from running that dungeon. I have Lostmouth Horn of Blasting, which is my artifact. Then I go to Golden Belt of Puissance, which is also the waist from Lostmouth. And then I got Lostmouth's Horde Necklace, which is the neck from Lostmouth. Now, when you have these 3 items, apart from them being very good, as you saw the stats, you get something very special. When you get 3 of set, you do an additional hit for weapon damage on a critical hit. So every time I critical hit, I do an additional hit for weapon damage. This is just my set. There are tons of sets out there, guys. Tons. And you definitely want to get your hands on that, because all these little things bump up your damage like crazy. So just to put it into perspective, I was telling you guys about my Lesser Vorpal. Keep in mind, Lesser Vorpal is like the least you can get when it comes to weapon enchantments. I'm talking about Vorpal wise. But anyway, my Lesser Vorpal gives me 13% critical severity. So that bumps up my critical, right? And then if we go back to my weapon set that I was telling you guys about, when I do a critical and I have this full set, I do an extra hit. So just overall, it's a system that just keeps adding on to, your damage, your stats, your stacks, everything. It's very important to get your hands on an artifact set. So get to searching, get to farming, and definitely get yourself some of that. Now, let's go on to something else. Weapon and artifact weapon sets. That's right. We have artifact sets, and then we have artifact weapon sets. Here we have Hold on. Here we go. Here we have the Elemental Fire Great Axe. Nothing special. We get this from Elemental Evil, you know. The thing here is that it's part of a set, and artifact weapon sets have a bonus. This one, when you have 2 of set, it gives you plus 394 armor penetration and 394 deflect. With that being said, there are several weapon sets out there with amazing bonuses for all classes, so definitely look into it. The Twisted sets, the Elemental sets, the brand new set that's coming out with 10.5. All these sets provide amazing stats that, you know, on top of them being good items, they provide these little bonuses for having the sets. Same with the artifact sets. Very good, and overall will help your stats like crazy. And last but not least is learning an effective power rotation. Look up well-established YouTubers, ask around, look up in the forums. You can also test builds yourself. The idea is to max out your class effectiveness. The general idea is to focus in what makes your class the best it can be. Focus in being the best tank, the best DPS, the best healer. Don't try to, you know, I'm going to give you an example. Don't try to be a great weapon fighter tanking scorpions. I've seen it happen. I'm not saying it can be done because it very well can, but focus on what makes your class special. That's what pretty much learning effective power rotations does. You want to be the best with your skills at what you do. And with that, guys, it will about wrap up the video. I hope you have enjoyed. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. Till next time, guys. One quick tip before we do end the video, keep in mind everything I said is my personal information and tips. If I missed anything or if you have even more tips, make sure to let me know. Till next time, guys.